I promise you, this will change your life. Now, not many people can say that about a model or a framework, but this has been the single biggest thing that has changed my life. I have recently gone through a transformation in terms of my fitness, and I've released 50 pounds of weight and got in the best shape of my life. I can show you the photos. You look on my other Instagram posts, you can see the journey that I've been on. And with the help of some coaching, I have made this absolute transformation. And I realized the more I've thought about it over the last 10 months, that it's because of this really simple piece of sort of psychology, really, that means that we don't achieve the results we want. And it's basically got kind of 5 parts to it. So I'll start at the end, the result, right? We all want to get a particular result, or sometimes we call those goals or outcomes or whatever you want to call that. But that's something you want to achieve, right? At some point in the future. So how do we get that result? Well, I think the mistake that I realized that I made in the past was that I would change my actions. Oh, gone for the wrong color. So we all do this, right? Is that we set a New Year's resolution as the result. So let's say we want to lose some weight, and there's something wrong with even that statement that I've just made when we say I want to lose some weight. What does that mean? It's not specific enough. It's not precise enough. It's not measurable. How much is some weight? A couple of pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. The result needs to be extremely specific and very challenging as well. The result that I wanted, that I set myself for my fitness goal, was that I wanted to be ripped. So my result was Paul is ripped. And I set myself a weight target with that and a body fat percentage of around about 10% or less. And I'm still on that journey, but this has transformed this way of thinking about how I get there. And what I realized was that we all take action in order to do a result. And so we jump in and we say, right, I'm going to start going to the gym every day. So you do it for a few days. So you take action, right? Or maybe you eat a bit healthier. Maybe you eat less sugar. Maybe you eat some more salads. Maybe choose to not eat desserts. But what happens if you dive straight into this blue actions part is that actually over time, your actions are not consistent and you're not disciplined with those actions. So therefore, you don't get the results, okay? Now, what's really interesting about this? So what drives our actions? Well, actually, what makes us do something or not do something is our feelings. So it's how you feel. And you can look this framework up. I've not come up with this, but what I realized was that if you apply this to everything you want to do in life, then it's really quite transformational. The important thing is how you feel. That will drive your actions. So how you feel inside your head drives the actions you take or you don't take, which is really important. So when you wake up in the morning and you feel a bit tired, that drives the action to not go to the gym. You feel tired, therefore you don't go to the gym, which means you don't get the results you want. What drives our feelings is our thoughts. So we have to have the right thoughts in our head in order to have the right feelings, in order that we drive the right actions, in order that we get the right results. If we dive straight in here, we haven't got the right thoughts, in our head, we haven't got the right feelings, we don't feel the right way, therefore we don't take the right actions, therefore we don't get the right results. So why is it that our thoughts are driving the actions? What drives our thoughts? What's the fundamental thing here that drives this and all starts this ripple effect? It's almost like a domino effect of thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. And why do we keep failing when we don't get this right in this order? What is it that goes in here? What is it we're doing or not doing in here that we're getting so badly wrong? Everybody is. Some people have worked it out. And my coach told me about this. I've got a number of coaches in my world that I use. And I think one of the things I'm very good at is I read a lot. I watch a lot of coaching and mindset videos, and I piece it together. I grab bits from here and there, and I go and watch speakers and so on, and I piece it together. And what I realized was that all of these methods are all actually based around this. This is like the fundamental thing that should be taught at school, okay? It should be taught in every school, because without it, you're not going to achieve. And the people that have achieved success in their life have actually worked out what this thing is. And this drives your thoughts, drives your feelings, it drives your actions, and then it gets you the results, like losing 40 pounds in the space of 4 months and feeling absolutely fantastic. So what is this elusive thing up here that is causing us all of these troubles with achieving the results we want? It is your beliefs. It's your beliefs. That is what drives your thoughts. That is what drives how you feel. That is what drives your actions. That is what ultimately results in getting the outcome that you want, or your results, or your goals. So what do I mean by that, and why is it so revolutionary, your belief? So what do I mean by a belief? So I had a belief in my head that was an incorrect belief, but it was a very deep rooted belief. And some of these beliefs are reinforced by what we see, hear, and read. And I had a belief in my head that as a 51-year-old man that was running a business and a CEO, that I couldn't have a fit body and a six-pack. That was the belief that I had in my head. And therefore, that belief was a thought, right, that I had in my head, that I couldn't, as a 51-year-old man, it was a downward slope from here. Your metabolic rate slowed down, another belief that I had in my head that affected my thoughts, that affected my feelings. I felt that I couldn't do that. And so what actions did that drive? Well, it meant that I shrugged my shoulders and went, well, I'm putting on a bit of weight, but that's because 51-year-old men can't have a six-pack. Your metabolic rate slows down. You're busy. You're just going to have to live with the fact that you're going to put on weight until you're, into your later years, and, just accept it. That's the way it is. A completely incorrect belief, self-fulfilled, right? And this is the thing about this, what I realized, was that the result you get, this is the absolute mind-bending thing about this, that belief that I could not be in great shape as a 51-year-old entrepreneur gave me a certain result. It meant that I started to put on more and more weight, even though I was doing 30 minutes of cardio every day, by the way. I was doing the wrong actions, right? But what happens is I kept putting on weight. So the result was reinforcing the belief. How messed up is that? So the incorrect belief that I had meant that I didn't take the right actions. It meant that I put on more and more weight, and that just reinforced it. Oh, well, yeah, obviously that is the case, that a 51-year-old man can't have a six-pack. Yeah, look, I'm seeing it in the results, right? Putting on a bit of weight, I've got a dad bod, you know. Oh, well, never mind, I've got a dad bod, you know, everyone else has got a dad bod. And we see it now on social media, right? It's become acceptable that as you get older, you get dad bod. It's okay, dad bod, I've got beer, you know, I've worked really hard on that. Got a beer, that's all beer, and I've put a lot of work into that, put a lot of effort into that, man, in the pub, yeah. You know, is that right? No, it's not right, because that's feeding that belief. Incorrect belief, and that's resulting in the wrong results. Now, change that belief, instill in your head a new belief, and that's what my coach did, and I thank him to the bottom of my heart for doing that. Was that he changed that belief and taught me how to instill a new belief and replace that belief that I was going to have a dad bod and just to accept it for the rest of my life. Instill a new belief. And what did that do for me? It meant that I thought in a different way. Yeah, Paul is ripped was the result. I told myself it every day. Paul is ripped. Paul is ripped. Paul is ripped. What does that mean? Well, it means as soon as I replaced that belief, deeply held belief, it changed the way I thought. So what would Paul, who is ripped, what would he think about going to the gym? How would he feel getting up in the morning? Well, he'd feel like he needs to get in the gym, and he doesn't need to be lazy, and he needs to make the right food choices. And what does that do? Drives the right actions, which means you get the right result. You start to lose some weight. You start to see that, actually, that belief may actually be an incorrect belief that I can't have a fit body when I'm 51. You start to get some results. And what happens then? It feeds the fact. This is what's crazy about this. It reinforces that new belief that yes, it is possible. This is what's crazy. It's like a negative feedback loop when you have the wrong belief, but when you replace that belief with the right belief and it starts showing results, then it reinforces the fact that that belief was so wrong before, and it is possible. And you just keep going. Your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, you become more consistent. You become more disciplined. You become these become habits that you embed in your life. You get more good results. That reinforces the belief that, yeah, you can be a strong 51-year-old. You can be lean. You don't have to accept that you're going to just be a downward spiral from here on in your life. You can feel great. You can boost your confidence by not having a double chin anymore and having a, fat around your face and on your neck and on your back. It's so powerful. I cannot tell you. Now, does it work in all aspects of your life? Yes, I believe so. And one of the things that I've seen is I start to see how these negative beliefs are in everybody. And I'm not criticizing anybody for this, okay? Because we've been instilled in our heads certain beliefs. And I think marketing is responsible for this, and media and films and everything we consume around beliefs help fulfill this. Now, why would it be a good idea for a marketing the seller of a product or manufacturer of a product to instill the wrong beliefs in your head. Well, if they instill the wrong belief in your head through advertising, and they are very clever at it, we're all aware of that. If they can put the wrong belief in your head, then that will drive your thoughts, how you feel, the actions you take, and the result. And it will, just as we've just talked through, that will reinforce the fact that what they're telling you is true. So you buy more of their product, that affects how you thought, your feelings, your actions, and so on. Here we go. You can see. Now, another example of a incorrect belief that I've been collecting since I became aware of this and how many incorrect beliefs we have. I've been a collector of incorrect beliefs because they really make me, I'm fascinated now, because people don't realize that they're telling me, they're sharing these beliefs. Here's a classic one. So as part of this, I decided to drastically reduce the amount of alcohol that I consumed. Now, there's a deeply held belief that people will tell you when you don't drink alcohol as much, or you cut down, or you stop altogether. That's up to you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we have some incorrect beliefs about alcohol, I believe, and you only observe that when you kind of understand this. So the belief around alcohol is that you can't have fun if you don't drink alcohol. How messed up is that as a belief? But how many of you watching this have heard people say to you, oh, it's a shame you can't drink, you won't have any fun. If you're the driver, for an evening event, oh, it's a real shame, you won't have fun, What does that do? Instill thoughts in your head. If you have that thought, I can't have fun unless I have alcohol, then you have certain thoughts around that. You get feelings of missing out, of not feeling like you're fun to be around when you don't have alcohol. What does that do? It means you drink more alcohol. What does that do? It means that you consume more alcohol, you make bad decisions, you say things you shouldn't say, and that's the result, right? Which feeds back into the belief that the only way you can have fun is to have alcohol. What if we remove that belief that you can't have fun unless you have alcohol? What if we replaced that belief? You reprogrammed, right? There's an understanding now of the brain. It's called neuroplasticity, and it means you can reprogram your brain. So that belief that you have in your head that you can't have fun unless you drink alcohol can be reprogrammed, and I've done it. I now have a belief that I have more fun when I don't drink alcohol than I do, or I did when I did drink alcohol. I've replaced that belief. Now what do you think? How do you think that affects how I think and how I feel when I go on a night out and I'm not having a drink? I'm having a great time. I'm having an absolute ball. I'm having so much fun. I don't stand there feeling awkward and thinking, oh, the only way I can have fun is I have a drink and everyone else is having a drink and therefore they're having fun and I'm not. I've changed that belief. Now my thoughts are, I'm having a great time. I'm going to have a fantastic time. I'm up on the dance floor. I'm having a laugh with people. That's affecting how I feel. I'm feeling even better because I'm getting all this positive energy through my body, and that's giving me a great result that I'm having a great evening. By the way, I don't wake up the next day with a hangover and waste the entire day feeling like crap the next day. That reinforces the belief that you don't need alcohol to have a good time. Now, there are so many others of these beliefs that we hold. Other ones are around food. How many times have I heard people say to me, because they know I'm on a nutrition plan, okay? People will say to me, oh, you must be hungry all the time looking like that. You must be hungry. Yeah, you must be starving. Oh, you must be starving all the time on that diet, on that diet that you've been doing. I will tell you that is an incorrect belief. You don't need to be hungry. I have not been hungry in 10 months doing this program. If you eat the right foods at the right time of day, you will never be hungry and you can have a six-pack, which is not a belief that we all hold, is it? We believe that if you're lean, then you must be hungry all the time. You must be eating salad leaves and not having any nice food and not having big plates of food. I will tell you that that belief is completely wrong. I have reprogrammed my brain with the help of some coaches and some nutrition coaches. I now know that is complete and utter rubbish. You can eat very large bowlfuls of the right food and never be hungry. It's an incorrect belief. And so off we go again. Once I reprogrammed that belief, it changed how I thought, it changed how I felt, it changed my actions, so I didn't feel like I needed to go and eat a 40-inch pizza, in order to feel not hungry. I never feel hungry, so I don't want a big pizza, I don't want a big, a huge burger and a load of chips because I'm not hungry. So I've changed my actions, which means that I've changed the results that I get. So this is a self-fulfilling cycle. And, we talk a little bit about downward spirals and upward spirals. I use this space here, hopefully you can still see this. So you're either spiraling down this cycle and it's the wrong beliefs are reinforcing your, affecting your results, and therefore you're spiraling down. Or if you can change the beliefs, then you can spiral up, get bigger, better. So it's a reinforcing cycle. Spiral up, not spiral down, by changing your beliefs. That is the foundation. Don't try and change your actions. It won't work. There'll be short term. You'll do it in the short term, but not in the long term. For long term, sustainable change that is reprogramming your brain, you have to change your beliefs. Do that and you achieve awesome results.